Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com. Every week bringing you new videos about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. So if you're interested in this topic, please hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video, and subscribe and maybe even hit the like button. So I do a new video every week. And what I want to address today is a very interesting concept, and it's a little bit sad. When you do intuitive and healing work, you really get in there in the trenches with people, and you start to understand more about the human condition and what we all struggle and suffer with. And we all do struggle. But one of the things that I've been thinking about lately is this notion of suffering and enduring trauma as a child, and how you heal from that. And can you ever really heal from that? And to be honest, to an extent, yes, you can. There are loads of different healing modalities and things you can do to literally like release trauma, do trauma work. You can do energy healing work. You can do hypnosis. You can work with therapists and doctors and like all kinds of things to really get to heal that wounded inner child. But from my experience, ultimately, those wounds are always going to be there. You cannot erase the past. It's as if they set up this foundation for your life, and to erase or really dramatically heal to the extent where it doesn't impact you, wounds that you got in childhood, it's almost as if you would need to change your entire personality. And let me just give you an example. I guess from my own life, it's probably the easiest. I've talked about this before. I had a very traumatic childhood. I almost wasn't born. I'm a miracle baby because my mom had cancer when she was pregnant with me. They wanted her to abort. She refused. They're like, it's your life. Your kid's going to die. You're going to die. Go ahead. We can't do anything about this. And luckily it was all fine, everything. She went into remission for 10 years and then it came back. So between the ages of 10 and 15, I was watching her slowly die. I remember being in there when she was getting her chemo, just in the room with her as she's lying. I have this picture in my head of her like lying on the bed and the tubes going in and her getting her chemotherapy. And in the end, emptying her bag when she couldn't go to the bathroom anymore, and brushing her hair and the hair falling out. These are my childhood memories. And when she did die, it wasn't all roses after that either, because imagine being a teenager and being very depressed because you witnessed this horrible thing and then people not understanding. So it was hard. And then I had a whole bunch of other trials and tribulations like we all do. We absolutely all go through stuff. But it created in me this fear that doesn't really disappear completely. And I channel every day, and I'm telling you guys, every day, the ascended masters I talk to and the angels and guides say, let go of fear, release your fear, release your fear. And I am working on it. And I can make progress, but am I ever going to be this person that never went through this? No. And for those of you who've gone through similar things, or who are abused as kids, or just were struggled with money issues, or parents fighting, arguing, being bullied, we've all been through so many things. Again, I have to re-emphasize the fact that nobody gets off scot-free. We all suffer. But sometimes undergoing these experiences makes us more compassionate. It makes us more caring. It makes us different from other people, and that's not a bad thing. There is such an emphasis on being happy in the spiritual world. Like, the whole point of life is to be happy. Just embrace love and all the fear will melt away. You don't have to struggle. And I love that. I think it makes sense. But sometimes it's not very real. Like if you are afraid to love, it's going to be very difficult to just burst your heart open and start loving. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. And that's the whole thing about this childhood programming and trauma and all of it. If you do want to heal it, first of all, be very gentle with yourself and understand that it may take your entire lifetime. And you may make a certain stride or make certain strides and get to a certain level and then have a setback, and then you can look back and say, I know where this is coming from. Then do some more gentle work to heal and release. But it's never going to go away. It's a part of who you are, and it makes you who you are. And rather than take the spiritual approach of like, well, I shouldn't have fear. Well, everyone's saying that the reason I'm here is to be happy. Well, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's the reason I'm here is to see how far I can get with healing myself, with evolving past these traumas that I endured, and being gentle with myself, and then taking what I've learned and sharing that with other people, or just being a kind, present, giving person, understanding person to others who are struggling. I love the notion of reaching a certain point, having gone through stuff, reaching a certain level of clarity and of peace with yourself, and then being able to hold the space for the younger generations who are coming up, who are, of course, facing the same thing. Because as I said before, we all do struggle. And I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. Basically, in a nutshell, as I like to say, there's no panacea or cure-all for everything. While you can lessen it and you can work with it, you're not going to automatically have that, have never happened. And so if you are one that is struggling, as I have and still am, and many of us are, be very gentle with yourself and be really patient, and just treat yourself like you are your own beautiful child that you're helping to just live in this world. Be very kind to yourself, and don't worry so much about the struggle. Just be patient, and just that kind of eases it too, like eases the aggravation and that feeling. Like I keep talking about this whole thing about how they say you're supposed to be happy, and the purpose here is to be happy. And if you're not happy, you're like, God, what's wrong with me? I don't think it's about that. I think it's about growing and evolving and becoming a better person. As they say in the I Ching, it's a junzi, like an enlightened person who's on that path of evolution. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.